The morning sky over New York turned dark at exactly 9:47 a.m. 200 massive ships appeared above Earth, blocking out the sun. People stopped walking on the streets. They looked up and pointed. Some screamed. Others pulled out their phones and started recording. Inside the United Nations building, Captain Jinho Park stood in the emergency meeting room. He wore his blue Earth Defense Force uniform. Around him, world leaders filled every seat. Everyone looked worried except Jinho. He had seen the preliminary scans of those ships. Something felt wrong about them. The large screens on the wall flickered to life. A creature appeared. It stood over 8 feet tall, with dark red skin and 4 arms. Its eyes glowed yellow. Sharp teeth filled its mouth when it spoke. "Humans of Earth," the creature said. Its voice boomed through every speaker. "I am Emperor Tholdarex, of the Vrexian Galactic Empire. We have conquered 400 worlds. We have destroyed anyone who opposed us. Your planet is now ours." The screen changed. It showed planets burning, cities exploding, people running and screaming. The images were meant to terrify. "We possess weapons beyond your understanding," Tholrex continued. "Our fusion torpedoes can crack your planet in half. Our plasma cannons will melt your cities. Our armies have never lost a battle in 3,000 years." Jinho leaned forward. He squinted at the screen. Fusion torpedoes? Humanity had moved past those 20 years ago. They used antimatter weapons now, much more powerful, much cleaner. The Emperor showed more images. Giant walking machines stomped through alien cities. They shot blue beams from their arms. Buildings fell apart. Do-Hyun Lee sat next to Jinho. He was Earth's chief military strategist. He was known for his serious face and careful thinking. But now his shoulders shook. He put his hand over his mouth. "Are you okay?" Jinho whispered. Do-Hyun nodded. His eyes watered. He was trying not to laugh. On screen, the Emperor continued his speech. "You have 24 hours to surrender. If you refuse, we will demonstrate our power. You will watch your moon bases burn. Then you will beg for mercy." The transmission ended. The room fell silent. The President of the United States cleared her throat. The Secretary General of the UN looked pale. Ambassador Yoona Kim stood up. She was young for her position. Only 35. She had short black hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. She had been chosen to lead Earth's response because she stayed calm under pressure. "Well," Yoona said slowly, "that was interesting." "Interesting." The British Prime Minister stood up. "They are threatening to destroy us with fusion torpedoes," Do-Hyun said. He had stopped trying to hide his smile. "And plasma cannons. And walking tanks. With no shields." "I don't understand," the Chinese premier said. "What is funny about this?" Jinho pulled up his datapad. He projected holographic images above the table. They showed the Vrexian ships in detail. Look at their hull design. No energy shielding. No point defense systems. Their weapons are mounted on slow, rotating turrets. Our frigates could run circles around them. "But they conquered 400 worlds," someone said. "Yes," Yoona replied. She pulled up her own data. None of them had real militaries. She paused. "They have never fought anyone who actually knew how to fight back." The room went quiet again. But this time, it was different. People looked at each other with new expressions. Not fear. Something else. "Their ground forces," Do-Hyun added. He showed footage of the walking machines. "Those walkers have exposed joints. No armor on the leg actuators. One rocket to the knee and they would collapse. And did you see their infantry? They march in straight lines. Like parade soldiers. Not combat veterans." "How long have humans been fighting wars?" Yoona asked the room. "All of recorded history," Jinho answered. "Over 10,000 documented conflicts. We have perfected the art of killing each other. Exactly, Yuna said. These Vrexians fought 12 wars of conquest. 12. Against peaceful targets. We fought 2 world wars in 30 years. We invented weapons that could destroy our own planet multiple times over. Then we banned them because they were too horrible even for us. The Russian president leaned back in his chair. A smile crossed his face. So, you are saying, I am saying that Emperor Tholrex made a mistake. Yuna finished. He tried to scare the scariest species in the galaxy. He just does not know it yet. Do-hyun started laughing again. This time, he did not try to stop. Soon, others joined him. The laughter spread through the room like a wave. We should respond, the Japanese Prime Minister said. What should we tell them? Yuna thought for a moment. Her smile was cold and professional. We invite them to Geneva Space Station for diplomatic talks. We serve them coffee. We listen to their demands politely, and we try very hard not to laugh in their faces. And if they attack? Someone asked. Jinho stood up. He looked at the data streaming from the Vrexian fleet. 200 ships. It sounded like a lot. But he had run the simulations in his head 3 times already. Earth's defense grid could handle twice that number. If they attack, Jinho said calmly, we will teach them why humans do not stay scared for very long. We will show them what happens when you threaten a species that has been trying to kill itself for thousands of years and still has not succeeded. The vote was unanimous. Earth would not surrender. Instead, they would invite the Vrexian Empire to talk. Outside, the massive alien ships still blocked the sun. On the streets, people were panicking. The internet filled with fear and speculation. But inside the United Nations building, Earth's leaders were already planning. Not for survival. For victory. The Vrexian Empire had made their first and biggest mistake. They thought humans would be like every other species they had conquered. They were very wrong. Geneva Space Station orbited Earth like a silver wheel. It was built 50 years ago as a neutral meeting place. Today, it would host the most important meeting in human history. War Commander Thraxall stepped off his shuttle. He was smaller than the Emperor but twice as mean-looking. Scars covered his red skin. 3 of his 4 arms carried ceremonial weapons. The 4th held a data device. Behind him marched 20 Vrexian warriors in black armor. Minji Choi waited in the docking bay. She wore a simple gray suit. Her hair was pulled back in a neat bun. She smiled warmly and extended her hand. Welcome to Geneva Station, Commander Thraxall. I am Minji Choi, Earth's diplomatic representative. Can I offer you some coffee? Thraxall stared at her hand. He did not take it. You offer me drinks? Your planet faces extinction and you offer me drinks? Well, yes, Minji said. Her smile did not fade. It is polite. The coffee here is really good. We have Colombian, Ethiopian, or a nice Vietnamese blend. I recommend the Vietnamese. Very smooth. The commander's face turned a darker shade of red. I did not come here for your primitive beverages. I came to accept your surrender. Oh. Minji lowered her hand. Right. About that. We were hoping we could talk first. Work things out peacefully. Would you like to see the conference room? Thraxall made a sound like a growl, but he followed her. His warriors marched behind him. Their boots made heavy sounds on the metal floor. The conference room was large and bright. A long table sat in the center. Humans already waited there. Minji gestured to the seats. Please, sit. Everyone, this is War Commander Thraxall. Commander, this is our team. That is Sora Han, our xenobiologist. Next to her is Hyunwoo Nam, our chief engineer. And you already know Ambassador Yuna Kim from the transmissions. Thraxall did not sit. Instead, he activated his data device. A holographic projection filled the room. It showed a dark chamber, metal tables with straps, sharp tools hanging on walls, strange machines that buzzed and sparked. This is a Vrexian interrogation facility, Thraxall announced proudly. We break the minds of our enemies here. We have perfected the art of fear. Those who see this room beg for death. Sora leaned forward. She adjusted her glasses. Is that a neural disruptor? The kind that sends random electrical signals to pain receptors? Yes, Thraxall said. Our most feared device. Huh, Sora said. She looked at Hyunwoo. Did not we ban those back in 2089? After the Geneva Conventions were updated? We did, Hyunwoo confirmed. He was looking at the hologram with interest. Though I think ours were more advanced. These look like they only have 3 frequency settings. Thraxall's eye twitched. You banned them? Too inhumane, Minji explained. She poured herself coffee from a pot on the table. We decided torture was ineffective anyway. People just say whatever you want to hear to make it stop. Not reliable for intelligence gathering. The hologram changed. Now it showed massive weapons. Cannons as big as buildings. Missiles with glowing tips. Soldiers in armor, carrying huge guns. These are our instruments of war, Thraxall said. His voice grew louder. Each weapon can level one of your cities. Our fusion torpedoes burn at 10 million degrees. Our plasma cannons fire ionized gas at supersonic speeds. Our powered armor makes each soldier stronger than 10 of your kind. Yuna wrote something on her tablet. She looked up. I am sorry. Did you say 10 million degrees? For the torpedoes? Yes, Thraxall said proudly. And the plasma cannons use ionized gas? Our most devastating weapon, the commander confirmed. Yuna and Hyunwoo exchanged glances. Hyunwoo cleared his throat. Commander, I do not mean to be rude, but are these your actual military weapons? Like, the ones you use in real combat? Of course, Thraxall snapped. The finest weapons in the galaxy. It is just. Hyunwoo stood up. He walked closer to the hologram. These look like early fusion-era technology, maybe equivalent to our 2,150 seconds designs, and ionized gas weapons have serious range limitations. The plasma disperses, after a few hundred meters, in atmosphere. Sora raised her hand like she was in school. Also, is that powered armor held together with external servos? It looks really cool, very decorative, but are those arm joints exposed? One good hit there, and the whole arm would stop working. Thraxall's face went from dark red to almost purple. All 4 of his hands clenched into fists. You dare mock Vrexian military might? We have crushed 400 civilizations. We are not mocking, Minji said quickly. We are just... They were civilizations, Thraxall said. Advanced civilizations. But did they have armies? Yuna asked. Weapons? Defense systems? Thraxall went quiet. His warriors shifted behind him. They looked uncomfortable. Some had planetary shields, the commander finally said. We destroyed those shields. And how long did that take? Hyunwoo asked. He sounded genuinely curious. For the strongest shields? Nearly a month of sustained bombardment, Hyunwoo whistled. A month? Our shields regenerate faster than that. You could fire at them for a year and not get through. He paused. Actually, can I ask you something? How does your flagship reactor work? I am writing my thesis on historical propulsion systems. This would be perfect research material. Ackley Enderson's. That was the final straw. Thraxall slammed one fist on the table. The metal dented. Enough. You will surrender or we will demonstrate our power. We will attack your moon. We will destroy your bases there. Then you will understand fear. He turned and marched toward the door. His warriors followed quickly. Minji called after him. Commander! Wait! We really should talk about this. But the Vrexians were already gone. The door slid shut behind them. The room fell silent. Then Hyunwoo started laughing. Sora joined him. Soon, everyone was laughing. Did you see his face? Sora gasped between laughs. He was so proud of those torture devices, Hyunwoo added, and we banned them 60 years ago. Yuna was not laughing. She looked worried. He is going to attack the moon. He needs to save face now. Let him, Minji said. She sipped her coffee. It had gone cold, but she did not seem to care. Colonel Ji-won Bei is stationed there with her Marines. She has been bored for months. This will make her day. Should we warn her? Sora asked. Already done, Yuna said. She showed her tablet. A message was sent 10 minutes ago. The reply was short. Finally. Some action. Send them all. How many Vrexians do you think he will send? Hyunwoo wondered. Minji pulled up intelligence reports. Intercept suggests their entire ground force reserve. Maybe 50,000 soldiers. All their best warriors. Their elite units. Against how many of our Marines? Sora asked. Ji-won has 500 under her command, Yuna replied. The room went quiet again. But not from fear. From anticipation. Should we take bets? Hyunwoo suggested. On how long the battle lasts? 15 minutes, Sora said immediately. 10. Minji countered. Yuna shook her head. You are all optimists. I give it 20. Ji-won will want to test their capabilities first. Study them. Then she will finish it. They shook hands on it. Outside the window, Earth hung in space like a blue marble. Above it, the Vrexian fleet prepared for their demonstration of power. They had no idea what was waiting for them on the moon. The moon's gray surface stretched endlessly. Inside lunar base Tranquility, Colonel Ji-won Bei checked her equipment one more time. She had been a Marine for 15 years. She had fought in the Mars Rebellion and the Titan conflict. But she had never fought aliens before. All units, report status, she said into her comm. 500 voices answered. Her Marines were ready. They wore the latest combat armor. Sleek, black, covered in sensors. The armor had active camouflage that could blend into any environment. Built-in medical systems, AI-assisted targeting, and shields that could stop most projectile weapons. Ma'am, her second-in-command said, enemy dropships entering moon orbit. Count is, wow. Count is 200 dropships. How many soldiers total? Ji-won asked. Computer estimates 50,000. Maybe more. Ji-won smiled. They really want to make an impression. Admiral Taejin Ko watched from his flagship in Earth orbit. He sat in the captain's chair. Around him, his crew monitored every screen. They watched the Vrexian ships descend toward the moon. Should we assist the ground forces? His tactical officer asked. No, Taejin said. He was older than most admirals. Gray hair, calm eyes. He had been in space for 40 years. Colonel Bei requested no interference. She wants to handle this, personally. 50,000 against 500, sir. I know the numbers, Taejin replied. He leaned back. I also know Colonel Bei. Just watch. On the moon, the Vrexian dropships landed. Ramps lowered. Warriors poured out. They wore black armor. Each carried a plasma rifle. They formed perfect lines. Neat rows, like they were on parade. Thrax-Ul stood at the front. He activated his communicator. Humans, watch as we destroy your moon base. This is your final warning. Surrender now, or face the same fate. He raised one arm. 50,000 warriors raised their weapons. They began marching toward the human base. Their boots made no sound in the moon's thin atmosphere. But their formation was perfect, beautiful, intimidating. They march pretty, Ji-won said to her squad leaders. Everyone ready? Ready, ma'am. Remember, we need some alive for questioning. Try not to kill them all. Yes, ma'am. The Vrexians came within 1 kilometer of the base. Then 500 meters. Their plasma rifles began charging. Blue light glowed from the barrels. Now, Ji-won said quietly. Her Marines activated their camouflage. They vanished from sight. 500 soldiers disappeared like ghosts. The Vrexians stopped. Confusion rippled through their ranks. Then the shooting started. Railgun rounds moved at hypersonic speeds. They were just small metal slugs, but they hit with incredible force. The first volley struck the Vrexian front lines. Armor cracked. Warriors fell. Dozens dropped in the first second. "Scatter!" Thrax-Ol screamed. "Take defensive positions." But his warriors did not know how. They had never needed to scatter before. They tried to maintain formation. They fired their plasma rifles wildly. Blue bolts shot into empty space. They could not see their enemy. Jiwan moved through the battlefield like a dancer. Her armor's AI highlighted targets. She fired twice. 2 Vrexians fell. She rolled behind a crater, changed position, fired again. Her Marines did the same. They used the terrain. They flanked. They confused. They attacked from unexpected angles. The Vrexians had superior numbers. But numbers meant nothing when you could not hit your target. "Reform the lines," Thrax-Ol ordered. "Shield wall formation." His warriors tried. They locked their shields together, created a defensive barrier. It was a good tactic against visible enemies. But the humans were not visible. Jiwan signaled her heavy weapons team. They launched micromissiles, smart projectiles that curved through the air. They came from above, from behind, from angles the shield wall did not protect. Explosions rippled through Vrexian ranks. The shield wall collapsed. 5 minutes had passed. On his flagship, Taejin watched the tactical display. Blue dots representing humans moved freely. Red dots representing Vrexians fell one by one. The battle was not even close. "Comms, open a channel to the Vrexian fleet," Taejin ordered. "Channel open, sir. This is Admiral Taejin Ko of the Earth Defense Force. You are watching your warriors die. You can stop this anytime. Just withdraw, and we can talk." No response came. The Vrexian ships stayed in orbit. They watched their soldiers fall. Thrax-Ol fired his plasma rifle at shadows, at dust clouds, at nothing. Around him, his elite warriors fell like toys. These were his best soldiers, veterans of a dozen conquests. Now they ran in panic. A human appeared in front of him, armor black as space, rifle aimed at his head. "Drop your weapons," Colonel Jiwan Bei said. Her voice came through external speakers. Thrax-Ol dropped his rifle. All 4 of his hands raised in surrender. "How?" he asked. "How did you defeat us so easily?" "Easily?" Jiwan lowered her rifle. "This was actually harder than I expected. Your armor is tough." Took 2 shots to penetrate instead of 1. Around them, Vrexian warriors surrendered. Marines appeared from camouflage. They secured prisoners, collected weapons. The battle was over. 15 minutes. Total. A woman in civilian clothes approached. She wore no armor, just a regular environment suit. Dr. Nari Song was a military historian. She had asked to observe the battle for her research. "Commander Thrax-Ol," Nari said politely. "I am Dr. Song. Can I ask you some questions?" The commander just stared. His eyes showed shock, confusion. He nodded slowly. "How many wars has the Vrexian Empire fought?" Nari asked. 12, Thrax-Ol answered automatically. 12 glorious campaigns of conquest. And the species you fought, did they have military traditions? Standing armies? They had defense forces, planetary guards, but not real soldiers, Nari said gently. Not warriors who trained for combat. Who studied tactics and strategy. Thrax-Ol said nothing. Humans have fought over 10,000 wars, Nari continued. Against each other. We have studied every possible way to kill. Every tactic. Every strategy. We fought in deserts and jungles. In cities and mountains. In space and underwater. We perfected the art of war because we had no choice. It was survive or die. She pulled up a holographic display. It showed human history, battles, weapons, technology, advancing through necessity. You conquered peaceful civilizations, Nari said. Artists, thinkers, people who had never known real war. But humans? We were born in war. We grew up in war. We nearly destroyed ourselves multiple times with war. Fighting is not something we learned. It is what we are. 1. We five. We five. We five. Thrax all looked at the human marines. They moved with casual efficiency, checking prisoners, securing the area. They had just defeated 50,000 warriors, and they were not even breathing hard. We made a mistake, Thraxol said quietly. Yes, Jiwan agreed. You did. You tried to frighten us with demonstrations of power. But humans stopped being scared of power a long time ago. We learned to respect it, to understand it, and to overcome it. In orbit, the Vrexian fleet began moving. They were retreating. Tajin opened a channel to Earth. Ground operation complete. Total casualties, 0. Prisoners taken, 47,000. Recommended action. Formal peace negotiations. Back on Earth, Yuna Kim smiled. She had bet 20 minutes. She lost. But she had never been happier to be wrong. The Galactic Empire had tried to demonstrate their power. Instead, they demonstrated humanity's. The Vrexian throne room was massive. Gold covered the walls. Statues of past emperors lined the hall. Emperor Thalarex sat on his throne. His 4 hands gripped the armrests. His yellow eyes burned with rage. Impossible, he said for the 10th time. 50,000 warriors. Our best soldiers. Defeated in minutes. Around him stood his generals. They kept their heads down. No one wanted to meet the Emperor's angry gaze. The humans have some trick, one general said. Some weapon we do not understand. Then we bring more weapons, Tholarex replied. We mobilize the entire Imperial Armada. Every ship. Every soldier. We will crush this planet. 2,000 Spixnus. Also, Your Majesty, another general said carefully. Perhaps we should study them first. Learn their tactics. The humans might be more dangerous than silence. The Emperor stood. We are the Vrexian Empire. We have ruled the galaxy for 3,000 years. No primitive species will make us look weak. Send every ship, 2,000 vessels. I want their planet turned to ash. The order went out. Across Vrexian space, fleets gathered. Battleships, cruisers, carriers. The largest military force in galactic history prepared to move. On Earth, Minho Quan sat in a dark room. Screens surrounded him. He was intelligence officer for Earth Defense. His job was to intercept alien communications. Right now, he was reading every message the Vrexians sent. They are coming, he told his team. The entire fleet. 2,000 ships. When? Someone asked. 3 days. Maybe less. Minho forwarded the information to command. Then he went back to reading intercepts. One message caught his attention. It was from a Vrexian general to his troops. Remember your training. Hold formation. Fire in volleys. Victory is certain. Minho read it again. Then he started laughing. He could not help it. What is funny? His assistant asked. They think the problem was they did not have enough soldiers, Minho explained. They do not understand. Numbers will not save them. They need different tactics, different thinking. But they are going to do the exact same thing. Just bigger. Fleet Commander Yuna Kim stood in the war room. She had been promoted after the diplomatic meetings. Now she commanded Earth's defensive forces. Around her, holographic displays showed the solar system. Every defense platform. Every ship. Every weapon. 2,000 ships. Admiral Tajin said. He stood beside her. That is 10 times what they sent before. Yes, Yuna replied. She was calm, always calm. But the same weaknesses, same tactics, same predictable formations. Can we win? Taejin asked. We do not have to win, Yuna said. She smiled. We just have to make winning too expensive for them. Show them that even if they destroy us, they will lose so much that it will not matter. Captain Jinho Park entered the room. He had been analyzing the Vrexian fleet composition. Commander, I have the tactical breakdown. They are bringing everything. But look at this. He projected ship specifications. Their flagships cluster in the center. They use the smaller ships as a perimeter. Classic, defensive formation. Meant to protect the command vessels. So if we hit the center, Yuna started, the entire fleet loses coordination, Jinho finished. Their command structure is centralized. No redundancy. Take out the flagships, and the rest will not know what to do. Engineer Hyunwoo Nam was already working on the plan. We have 300 defense platforms in orbit, another 500 drone corvettes, and our stealth missile ships. How many stealth ships? Yuna asked. 50. Each carrying 200 missiles. Yuna did the math in her head. 10,000 missiles, all invisible to their sensors, all targeting their command ships. We also have the railgun satellites, Taejin added. Kinetic weapons traveling at 0.9 light speed. They will not even see them coming. The plan came together quickly. Earth would not meet the Vrexian fleet head-on. That was what the enemy expected. Instead, humans would use speed, deception, technology the Vrexians had never encountered. 3 days later, the Vrexian armada arrived. 2,000 ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel. They appeared at the edge of the solar system. Their formation was perfect, impressive, terrifying to look at. Emperor Thalarex himself commanded from the lead flagship. He stood on the bridge, watched Earth through the view screen. The small blue planet that had humiliated his empire. All ships, advance, he ordered. Destroy everything. The fleet moved forward. Slowly, carefully. They expected resistance. Expected Earth's ships to meet them in battle. But space was empty. No ships appeared. No defense force rose to challenge them. Where are they? Thulrex demanded. Scans show no vessels, Your Majesty, his sensor officer reported. Only the planet and its stations. They hide like cowards, the Emperor said. Continue forward, prepare all weapons. The fleet advanced. Past Jupiter, past Mars, toward Earth. Then the defense platforms activated. They had been silent, invisible, waiting. Now they opened fire. Railgun rounds moved too fast to dodge. Solid metal slugs accelerated to incredible speeds. They punched through Vrexian shields like paper. Ships exploded. Dozens in the first volley. Return fire, Thulrex screamed. Destroy those platforms. The Vrexian fleet fired. Plasma cannons lit up space. Fusion torpedoes streaked toward the platforms. But the platforms moved. They were not stationary. They had thrusters, AI guidance systems. They dodged. They shifted. Most of the Vrexian shots missed. Your Majesty, new contacts, the sensor officer said. His voice shook. Small vessels appearing all around us. Hundreds of them. The drone corvettes had been hiding behind Earth's moon. Now they attacked from all sides. Fast ships, agile. Each carrying heavy missiles. They swarmed the Vrexian fleet like angry hornets. The Vrexians tried to maintain formation, tried to present a unified defense, but attacks came from every direction. Above, below, port, starboard, all ships, focus fire on. Thulrex started. Then the stealth missiles hit. 50 ships. 10,000 missiles. All launched simultaneously. All invisible to Vrexian sensors. All targeting the command vessels at the center of the fleet. The Emperor's flagship shook. Explosions rippled across the hull. Shields failed. Armor cracked. We are taking heavy damage, someone shouted. Around him, other flagships exploded. The entire command structure collapsed in minutes. Generals died. Orders stopped. The fleet lost coordination. Hyunwoo Nam worked from Earth's orbital station. He had been analyzing the Vrexian communication network, looking for weaknesses. He found one. Their encryption is terrible, he told Yuna. I can break it. Do it, she replied. Hyunwoo's fingers flew across his keyboard. Code scrolled past. Then he was in. Inside, the Vrexian command network. He had access to everything. Communications, navigation, entertainment systems. What should I do? He asked. Yuna thought for a moment. Then she smiled. Play them a song. Something they will remember. Hyunwoo searched Earth's music database. He found the perfect song. Old, classic, ridiculous. He uploaded it to the Vrexian network. Every ship in the fleet suddenly heard the same thing. Through every speaker, every communication channel. Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up played at maximum volume. The Vrexian soldiers panicked. They could not stop the music, could not turn it off. It played again and again. The battle lasted 6 hours. When it ended, the Vrexian fleet was broken. 60% destroyed. The rest, damaged. Retreating. Running. Earth had not lost a single installation. Not one defense platform. Not one soldier. Yuna watched the enemy ships flee. Taejin stood beside her. We won, he said quietly. We survived, Yuna corrected. Now we see if they learned anything. In the wreckage of his flagship, Emperor Thulrex sat in darkness. His throne room was destroyed. His empire humiliated. His fleet scattered. A human transmission came through. It was Captain Jinho Park. Emperor Thulrex, this is Earth Defense Force. We are prepared to accept your surrender. Or we can continue fighting. Your choice. The Emperor looked at the ruins around him. He thought about his warriors on the moon, his destroyed ships, his failed invasion. He had tried to frighten humanity. Instead, humanity had shown him what real power looked like. We surrender, he said quietly. The words tasted like ash in his mouth. The Vrexian homeworld was beautiful. Purple skies. 3 moons. Cities that stretched for hundreds of miles. Ambassador Minji Choi looked out the shuttle window as they descended. She had never seen an alien planet before. It was amazing. Are you nervous? Yuna Kim asked. She sat across from Minji. Behind them were 20 human diplomats, scientists, cultural experts, military advisors. A little, Minji admitted. They tried to destroy us 2 weeks ago. Now, we are offering them peace. It feels strange. It is strange, Yuna agreed. But it is also right. The shuttle landed in the imperial capital. Vrexian guards lined the pathway. They wore ceremonial armor, not combat gear. They held staffs instead of rifles. This was a peaceful meeting. Emperor Thulrex waited at the palace entrance. He looked smaller than in the transmissions, older, tired. His 4 arms hung at his sides. Minji stepped forward. She bowed slightly, a sign of respect. Your Majesty, thank you for meeting with us. You defeated my fleet, Thulrex said. His voice was quiet. You could demand anything. Why do you come with respect? Because respect is more valuable than fear, Minji replied. May we talk inside? The throne room had been repaired. New gold covered the damaged walls. The Emperor's throne stood at the center. But Thulrex did not sit on it. Instead, he sat at a simple table, across from the humans. We offer peace, Yuna began. Not surrender. Not subjugation. Equal partnership. Why? The Emperor asked. We are your enemy. You were our enemy, Yuna corrected. Past tense. War is over. Now we decide what comes next. Minji pulled up holographic displays. Our proposal has 3 parts. First, technology exchange. We share knowledge. Learn from each other. Your faster-than-light drives are more efficient than ours. Our weapons and defense systems are more advanced. Together we can improve both. Second, Yuna continued, protection treaties. Earth will help defend Vrexian space. In return, you help us explore the galaxy. Introduce us to other species. Guide us through galactic politics. Third, Minji finished, joint governance. We form a council. Human and Vrexian representatives working together. Making decisions together. No empire. No subjects. Partners. Tholrex looked at the proposals. He read every line. His yellow eyes showed confusion. Suspicion. Hope. You would trust us? He asked. After we attacked you? Trust is built, Yuna said. Not given. We start small. Prove ourselves to each other. Over time, trust grows. Why not destroy us? Tholrex asked. The question seemed to pain him. You have the power. You could eliminate the Vrexian Empire. Take our territory. Our resources. Do-Hyun Lee spoke for the first time. He had come as military advisor. Your Majesty. Humans have almost destroyed ourselves dozens of times. We built weapons that could end all life on Earth. We came close to using them. Many times. He stood and walked to the window. Looked out at the alien city. We learned something. Do-Hyun continued. Making enemies is easy. So easy. You insult someone. You attack them. You take their things. Suddenly you have an enemy. But making friends? That is hard. That takes effort. Time. Trust. And friends are more valuable than any conquest. We do not need more enemies, Minji added. The galaxy is huge. There are threats out there we do not even know about yet. We need allies. Partners. Friends. Who will stand with us when danger comes? Tholrex was silent for a long time. His advisors whispered among themselves. Finally, the Emperor stood. I accept your proposal, he said. What condition? Yuna asked. You tell me how, Tholrex said. How did you become so powerful? Your planet is small, your species is young, yet you defeated an empire 3,000 years old. I need to understand. Do-Hyun smiled. We can show you. But it is not a pleasant story. Node. Well, over the next week, humans and Vrexians worked together. Dr. Nari Song gave lectures on human military history. She showed them Earth's wars. The bloodshed. The destruction. The near extinctions. We fought for food. Nari explained. For water. For land. For resources. For religion. For ideas. For revenge. We fought for everything. Vrexian military officers watched videos of human battles. Tank warfare. Naval combat. Air superiority. Guerrilla tactics. They saw strategies they had never imagined. You fight with no honor, one Vrexian general said. Not as an insult. We fight to win, Colonel Jiwon-Bei replied. She was teaching a class on infantry tactics. Honor is for after the battle. During the fight, survival matters most. Engineer Hyunwoo Nam worked with Vrexian scientists. They examined each other's technology. The Vrexians were amazed by human computers, AI systems. Miniaturization. How did you develop this so quickly? A Vrexian engineer asked. Competition. Hyunwoo explained. On Earth, hundreds of nations developed technology separately, everyone trying to be better than everyone else. It forced rapid advancement. We had only one empire, the Vrexian said slowly. One government. One path of development. Exactly, Hyunwoo replied. You were stable, unified, but we were chaotic, competitive, desperate. Desperation breeds innovation. Xenobiologist Sora Han started cultural exchange programs. She taught Vrexians about human art, music, literature, philosophy. In return, she learned about Vrexian culture, their history, their values. You value strength, Sora observed. Military power. Conquest. It is what built our empire, a Vrexian teacher said. But it is not what maintains peace, Sora replied gently. Humans learned that the hard way. The strongest nations on Earth almost destroyed everyone. Then we learned to talk, to negotiate, to compromise. It saved us. Months passed. The partnership grew stronger. Vrexian soldiers trained with human marines. They learned new tactics, new strategies. They became better fighters. Human diplomats worked with Vrexian administrators. They reformed the empire, gave more freedom to conquered species, established fair laws, protected rights. Admiral Tajin Ko helped reorganize the Galactic Defense Forces. He combined human technology with Vrexian numbers, created a fleet that could respond to any threat. We are building something new, Tajin told his officers. Not an empire, not a federation, a partnership. It might actually work. 1 year after the war, a ceremony was held on Earth. Emperor Tholorex came personally. He stood in the United Nations building, the same place he had threatened to destroy. Yuna Kim stood beside him. They signed a formal alliance, the Human-Vrexian Partnership Treaty. Other species sent representatives. They wanted to join too. After the ceremony, Tholorex pulled Do-hyun aside. You asked me a question once, the Emperor said. You asked why humans laugh at war. I remember, Do-hyun replied. I understand now, Tholorex continued. You laugh because you have seen the worst. You have been to the edge of destruction and come back. War does not frighten you because you know you can survive it. You know you can rebuild after it. That knowledge makes you brave. No, Do-hyun said softly. It makes us careful. We laugh at your threats because we know the real threat. The threat we pose to ourselves. If we can survive ourselves, we can survive anything. Just then, alarms sounded. Captain Jinho Park rushed in. We have a situation, he said urgently. Our deep space sensors detected something at the galactic rim. A fleet. Not Vrexian. Something new. Something big. Yuna and Tholorex exchanged glances. How big? At least 5,000 ships, Jinho replied. Maybe more. A new threat, Tholorex said, his hands clenched. No, Yuna corrected. She looked at the humans and Vrexians working together in the hall. Scientists sharing data, soldiers comparing tactics, diplomats making friends. Not a threat we face alone. This time, we stand together. Dr. Nari Song published her book that month, Why Humans Laugh at War, A Species Too Stubborn to Die. It became a bestseller across multiple worlds. In the book's conclusion, she wrote, Humanity was not born strong. We were born afraid, weak, vulnerable. But we refused to stay that way. We fought. We struggled. We nearly destroyed ourselves learning how to survive. That experience, that terrible education, made us what we are. Not conquerors, not heroes. Just survivors who got really good at surviving. Colonel Jiwon Bei and Commander Thraxall stood together on a training field. Human and Vrexian soldiers practiced joint maneuvers. They moved as one unit now. Different species. Same team. You defeated me on the moon, Thraxall said. I was humiliated. I know, Jiwon replied. Thank you, the Vrexian said. Jiwon looked at him in surprise. For defeating you? For teaching me? Thraxall corrected. I was a general who had never truly fought. You showed me what real combat looks like. Made me better. Made my people better. They watched the soldiers train. Human tactics, Vrexian strength, combined into something new. The galaxy had tried to frighten humanity. Tried to make them submit. Tried to break them. Instead, Humanity had taught the galaxy something more valuable: how to survive.